Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to read a mental health story from our friend named Laura. Usually I send these mental health stories, people's personal experiences, via the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you go to depression2expression.com, and this is where you'll receive all of these mental health stories that subscribers send to me to then be shared with everyone so we can really relate to each other's experiences, feel less alone. And what you'll notice with a lot of the stories is a lot of them are similar, stemming from childhood through the educational system, sometimes with parenting and how you were raised. And it's just, I find it fascinating, and I find it very relatable and soothing to know that I'm not the only one who's struggling, and neither are you. So here's Laura's mental health story I'm going to read for you. I was always an anxious kid. I remember cowering behind my dad as he tried to nudge me towards another girl at a picnic. I can still feel the embarrassment on my cheeks from things that happened when I was 8. In 6th grade, I became depressed as well. I started self-harming in minor ways that didn't leave marks. It was 7th grade when I first cut myself and began contemplating suicide. The following year, I was cutting on close to a daily basis. At this point, the school started to notice. My actions were reported to my parents, and I grudgingly started requiring counseling. I kept it up because private schools are so wonderful, they forced my mom to withdraw me. This time, my parents took me to the pastor. I received a prayer and had a miraculous turnaround. I delved into my faith more than ever before. Throughout high school, I became intensely religious, but it did not truly fix anything. I've always been hard on myself, and religion amplified this. I remember at times praying that God would take me before I could fail him further. In my junior and senior year came the year from absolute hell. In quick succession, I broke ties with a close friend. My neighbor's house burned down. My grandma was diagnosed with and died from lung cancer. And both of my great aunts died. I had still periodically been harming in minor ways, but at this point, I turned to burning. I became angry at God, and I don't think that I was ever angry like this before. The following year, I met my boyfriend, but then promptly moved out to a radical Christian college. I left after less than a semester, concluding that it was guilt and had completely shattered my faith. I returned home, happy to be back with my boyfriend and family, but at a complete loss. I started going to college, but things did not improve. I went back to cutting, and way worse than before. I did start going to therapy, this time by choice, and had started antidepressants for the first time. However, this wasn't the lowest point. The antidepressants helped me the first time. The second time, I left no longer wanting to kill myself, but I still have no will whatsoever to live. This year became a true turning point. January meant both my 21st birthday and 9 years of self-harm were both quickly approaching. I was bandaging a fresh injury, and I knew things had to change. If I ever hoped to have a functional life, I had to stop self-harming, and I had to start trying harder to cope with my mental illness. And since then, I have. I'm still in therapy, and I found a balance of medications that's actually beneficial for me. I've stopped living to please others, yes, that includes any God in existence, and started to live for my own happiness. Sounds selfish? It is. But you can't take care of others until you take care of yourself first. I'm now living with my boyfriend and 2 sweet kittens while attending a 4-year university program. I've made it just shy of 8 months self-harm free, and I'm doing better than I have in a long time. So my story? It doesn't matter how many years you've struggled, there is always hope. Yours truly, Laura. Laura, thank you so much for sharing your story with me. Thank you for giving me permission to share it with this subscriber base. I'm sure it's helped many. Definitely gave me some serious perspective and some things to think about. Thank you so much.